Hi everyone, it's Chelsea here, bringing you another segment of Living in Southwest Florida. If you're thinking of moving to Fort Myers, Cape Coral, or any of the surrounding areas here in Southwest Florida, then you may be wondering what sort of process it may be for you to move here to our area. So today we're going to go ahead and go over the steps that you should consider when moving to Fort Myers or any of the surrounding area. But before we jump in, really quickly, it would mean a lot to me if you could go ahead and hit that like button so that the YouTube algorithms share this information with others, and it lets me know what you like more of. As a thank you, here is some quick video of lunch at Iguana Mia in Cape Coral. They have one of the best people watching patios in downtown Cape Coral, and I am obsessed with their recent blue cheese and bacon guacamole. And really quickly, I wouldn't be good at my job if I didn't remind you how much we love helping people from all over the country buy and sell their homes here in Southwest Florida. So if you or anyone you know of are even thinking about moving, then feel free to use the contact information below. All right, let's jump right in. So I thought I'd kind of break down this with some key steps to moving to the area. The first step, and this is going to sound like a shameless plug, which it kind of is to give me a call. But I say this straight off the bat because talking to a realtor who's knowledgeable about the marketplace can help get you ready and prepared. Every week I'm talking to people who are unsure about where to start. Maybe they're trying to figure out what areas to target, or they want to figure out what could be a good fit for them. I love jumping on those calls, and I especially love Zoom calls because we can poke around in the inventory together and we can really see what areas are going to be a good fit for you and what you're looking for. I sometimes hear people who are already planning their trips out here to explore, and sometimes I'm hearing from people who are very early stages and don't even know very much about the area at all. Either way, it's okay. During this discovery call, we're going to build out home searches and custom property searches so that you're able to stay on homes as they become available. There are all sorts of ways to search by square footage and bedroom counts, location, if it's waterfront, if it has a pool, if it's new construction. And once this is in, we can go ahead and have a portal sent over to you of homes that are available in real time. One of the things I like about the portal is that you can keep the homes organized, and it allows to give you feedback on the things that you do and don't like. Scheduling a conversation comes with no obligations, but it may give you some information to help narrow down what your needs are. So feel free to send me an email, message, call, or text. All our contact information is below. This is also the time where we can give you any recommendations like lenders or tax professionals or attorneys, anybody that you might need or want to consult with. I am always happy to provide a list of resource vendors that I've worked with in the past that has done a great job. I'm also able to give you advice on things that you may be needing or get prepared for. Like, for example, if you're financing a home, you may need contacts for a lender or information on what financial documentation you need. And that way you can go ahead and be prepared, and you can find any potential snag points that I think you might have in the lending process. If you need to sell your current home, we can help by giving you some advice on local home values and things that you may need to be getting done before putting it on the market, or provide a partner agent in your city who may be able to help you get your home sold. I am a certified relocation professional, which is an elite designation very few agents carry. And I'm also a member of KW Relocation, which is a small community network of top realtors. So I can usually put you in touch with a realtor in your old city as well. Once we've had that call, we can start narrowing down your timelines and your needs and keeping an eye on the market. The most important thing about this phase is that we're keeping an eye on what will actually fit you and your lifestyle and give your time to see what options are really going to be. Simultaneous to starting the home portal search is the time that we should be speaking with the lender and setting up your financing should you need it. If you're going to be getting a mortgage, then it's so important to discuss with a lender early on, because then they can help you find potential challenges or ways to prepare and overcome them and help to set that budget. Sometimes people hesitate because they're afraid of their credit being dinged, but this is actually a really common misconception. Lending is a big commitment, and credit bureaus recognize that it'll be something shopped for, and so oftentimes you can speak with 2 to 3 lenders without any real changes to your score. I would caution talking to too many too early on, just because you don't want to push it, but having a conversation with somebody to get a feel for what your options are and what you have available to you is never a bad idea. I also recommend that at the lender stage, that's when is really during our online stage before we start seeing homes, because then we're going to have the time to receive a pre-approval letter prior to making any offers. Having this in hand when you go house hunting is going to make your offer process so much smoother and stronger. Also, inevitably, the house that you love is going to be the one that you see on a holiday weekend that has an hour to write an offer, and it's best to be prepared so that when you're scrambling, you really do have a real good chance at the home of your dreams. So being fully prepared before leaving the gate is really a good thing. After our research is done, then it's time to start house hunting. It's time for some showings. I have people who have all sorts of comfort levels. Some people prefer schedule a trip here and house hunt together. Some prefer to do tours virtually. I have done tours by Zoom, Duo, Facebook Messenger, and I've recorded homes and sent them as private links with the videos to clients so they can check them out. For those who are out of area and searching virtually, I've had some come during the inspection period and some who haven't seen their home until after we've closed. It's really all about your comfort level. I do want to say that if you're planning a trip here to house hunt or familiarize yourself with the community, then please let me know when you're going to be here, because I love being able to block out some reserved time with my buyers and help show them around. Also, if you have your location that you'll be staying in, we're always happy to give you some insight to the Airbnb or hotel location and things that are going to be around that you should check out and eat or see. Once we've found the one, the next step is going to be to craft an offer with the price and terms that you choose. Sometimes this can take some back and forth with the seller to make sure we're in an agreement, and sometimes this process has to be repeated until we found the right one, especially in those times of hot market conditions. Once we've got an executed agreement, which means everyone signed off to the terms and they've acknowledged that we're all on the same page, then we're on to navigating contingency periods. The first period in a contract that we'll be sending over is the initial deposit to the title company. Those are also sometimes known as earnest money deposits, or EMDs. Here in our area, we commonly see those to be 1 to 2% of a purchase price, although this is a negotiable point and that may vary. These funds are considered part of the down payment and they'll be applied toward the final down payment or funds due at the end. Then in the contract, there are typically certain points in a contract that protect the initial deposit. Think of contingencies as little stop signs on their way towards closing. Once you pass by these stop signs, you're going to be one step closer to closing. The most common of these is going to be your inspection period and your loan contingencies, but there may be other inclusions for contingencies as well. Here in Florida, these are date lapsing, which means if a contract says you have 15 days to do inspections and request for any changes or cancellations, then on day 16, it's now over with. This means that we have to be extra diligent in watching our calendar to be sure that we stay on top of these dates. Our standard FAR bar as is contract, which is the most commonly used contract in the state, sets these dates of these clauses as 3 days for the initial deposit, 15 days for the inspection period, and 30 days for the loan. All of these points are negotiable and they all can be changed. I also want to address how appraisal contingencies work. In some areas in the country, an appraisal contingency is separate contingency, but here in Florida, this isn't a separate condition, but rather it falls under the financing contingency. I also want to point out that here in Florida, we often secure insurance during the inspection contingency. That way we're aware of costs early on in the process. All of the contingencies have cleared and the bank has given their final approval, then we can finally get to the closing table. Near the end, the lender will issue a closing disclosure. This document is required to disclose all costs and a buyer must have 3 days to review. So it's really important once you see that in your email to open it up and get that clock rolling. Our closings here in Southwest Florida are typically handled by either a title company or an attorney who acts as a third neutral party to coordinate the money and the paperwork and handle the closing. These are involved through the entire accepted contract phase, but get really busy here at the time of closing. They will coordinate the signing of any loan docs and or deed information and get you ready to sign off on all of your documentation. Buyers can choose to close in person, or sometimes lenders will allow for a remote closing. Be sure to check with your lender and be sure to see if they allow you coming from out of state. The last day or so, we'll do the final walk and we'll make sure that the house is as you expected it to be, and then we get you officially official as the new owners of your home. Now there's certainly a lot of smaller minutia that I haven't mentioned, and it can often look like a clock with multiple cogs working all simultaneously, and it can really vary, personalized, and be very specific to your own specific scenarios. This is a lot to navigate, especially while trying to move from a previous home and get packed and book movers and all that work. This is why we're all involved though. Our job is to guide you through that actual process and handle those sometimes hard conversations and ensure that all those cogs are moving smoothly. This takes it off your plate so that you can focus on the myriad of other life responsibilities going on. All right, I hope you find that helpful. If you have any questions about the data, or if you'd like to drill down and compare specific neighborhoods like, say, Cape Coral versus Fort Myers, or waterfront homes or pool homes, or whatever your specific circumstances call for, then feel free to reach out. The contact information in the description below. Myself and a network of agents I have throughout the United States are here, and we're ready to help you with your move. My video schedule can sometimes be erratic, so if you'd like more videos like this, then don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll be notified when we drop another one. If you're ready to go ahead and get that ball rolling on your move to Southwest Florida, then there's a link in the description below to help get a personalized home search that'll be tailored specifically to you. Oftentimes when you search web aggregates, it limits your capabilities. But when I build this search out, you're gonna have many more options available, and we can really begin to have a conversation about what your home in Florida looks like. Or feel free to use Cape Coral Fort Myers realestate.com for all the latest listings to hit the market and begin getting comfortable with our marketplace, no obligations. Don't forget to add me on social media and follow along as we post weekly articles, information that you may find handy, and give you insight as to what life in Florida looks like. As always, we really appreciate it when you leave us a comment and hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bells so that you'll be notified when we drop future videos that may help you with living in Southwest Florida. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I wish you much health and happiness.